Luka's old team, guess what? D'Angelo Russell headed to the Mavs, according to an ESPN report. 2 years, $13 million. And you consider, Tim, that they're not going to have Kyrie Irving for most of next season. This is a great get, in my opinion, for Dallas. What's your reaction to the move here?
No, totally. I mean, you hate to call a professional athlete a Band-Aid, but that's what he is, right? He's just Band-Aiding this up while Kyrie Irving is recovering, and who knows if Kyrie is going to be back, later in the season. That's what the reports kind of indicate. Here's a guy that was one time an all-star, but, second time through Brooklyn, he looked extremely disinterested last year. Now, I get it. They were absolutely terrible, and he's out there just rifling up threes. So now he has to feel rejuvenated. I know this about the Mavericks, John and Sam. We need a hard knocks for the Mavericks. The drama with this team, okay? And now you bring in a guy who, has some issues back in the day with the phone and teammates and has been bounced around. You got Cooper there. Is Anthony Davis going to play in 16 games? Klay Thompson's 106 years old. Kyrie Irving's bouncing back from injury. The Mavericks, I really don't think they're contenders next year. But, man, I want to know everything about this team. I want to watch every game. I want to see how this all plays out because the story is absolutely fascinating.
You don't think they're contenders? John, you agree with that?
The West is loaded. I mean, as I mentioned, we were going through, Sam and I were on the show, on the podcast, where we were thinking about how many teams in the Western Conference have designs on making the playoffs next season. And I know the Suns think that they're one of those teams, but we'll put them off to the side. You're looking at 13 teams that have designs on making the playoffs next year. So I think that the Mavericks are right in that mix. Now, are they as good as Oklahoma City and the Rockets? No, they're not. But could they be potential problems for whichever team draws them during the postseason? Yeah, absolutely. Now, this D'Angelo Russell thing is everybody, this is one of those anticipated moves where it's a nice fit for him, it's a nice fit for them. It's sort of like a bridge loan until Kyrie comes back because, look, they're loaded in that front court with Anthony Davis and Derek Lively and P.J. Washington and Dwight Powell and, you got Daniel Gafford. They just re-signed him. They got Cooper Flagg now. But that backcourt is an absolute mess. So you're going to need somebody to dribble the ball. I know Jason Kidd said, we're going to run some point Cooper Flagg out there. R.I.P. to that idea. But Nico Harrison, he sort of fell backwards into this, right? Where I know he said, now people are going to see the vision that we put together. What vision? You had a 1.8% chance of getting Cooper Flagg. You got bailed out by the lottery balls. That said, Tim is absolutely right. Contenders or not, this is going to be a very interesting team to watch.
Yeah, I'd like to do a documentary on the lottery ping pong.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'd like to see what happened there, Tim. That's what I'd like to see if we're trying to do it all behind the scenes access. Where did that ping pong ball land there? 1.8% chance? All right. Okay. If you're telling me you just traded away Luka and then you get the first overall pick, the kids would say, sounds a little sus. Sounds a little sus. Sounds a little sus. Just saying. This deal reunites D'Angelo Russell with Anthony Davis. They played together in Los Angeles. Look, D'Angelo Russell's a nice piece here, Sam. When you look at this team, they're trying to, of course, fill the hole that will be left open while Kyrie Irving is recovering from the injury.
Yeah, this is about as well as they reasonably could have done, right? They're only working with that taxpayer mid-level exception. They don't have resources. Most of their picks have been traded. They were linked to Drew Holiday. They were linked to some other veterans. It was always going to be hard for them unless they were willing to break up that enormously unbalanced roster with all of these forwards and centers, which Nico Harrison refuses to do. It was always going to be hard for them to go out and get a starting level guard. For them to do it at this price, I think that's a success. And remember, D'Angelo Russell, very good regular season player. He's very nice to have in January and February when you just need somebody to raise your offensive floor. Well, when April and May come around and his playoff struggles start to present themselves, he's hopefully going to be a backup. He's going to be behind Kyrie Irving, who, unlike D'Angelo Russell, is a very proven playoff player. So I'd be fine with this at the value. I have all of the same questions about Dallas's overall vision that John and Tim do. But considering the price, I think they did pretty well here.
D'Angelo Russell has never met a shot that he doesn't like. So he's going to get up shots there in Dallas. Much more ahead here on CBS Sports HQ as we continue our NBA free agency coverage. And you take a look at the names. D'Angelo Russell's alongside 1,500 threes, 3,000 assists before turning age 30. Russell, Curry, Harden, and Lillard going into their age 29 season. Again, D'Angelo Russell, a 2-year deal with the Dallas Mavericks, a reported $13 million.